Kritika Devi Venkataram is going to today, this morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are. She's going to be presenting a speech that combines the introduction to mentoring and also the advanced mentoring in Toastmasters speeches. Those are two separate projects. One is, as you know, a level 2 speech, the Toastmasters Introduction to Mentoring, but there is then a mentoring subpath.
What I wanted to emphasize through this project is the do's and don'ts of mentoring. The names of the characters involved in the story is hidden. Bob was 30 plus years and he was 30 plus years elder than Julie as well. Everybody gets into a tintabulation that, yes, it's 9 o'clock in the morning that Bob is into the office. He's such a canon person who follows rules and regulation. So that's an intermediate person who used to transmit information between Bob and Julie. And he is also a transporter kind of person, who used to carry Julie during her way to the office. Disastrous travel she had, traveling all over 50 to 60,000 miles far away. She did not have a good sleep, good nap, good food. There isn't anybody to console her. There isn't people around her. It was more than like a software-oriented architecture. It was more than hardware. It was more than software. It was more than the firmware. It was just the architecture, base architecture, without any uplifted cantilever that the project was hanging around. He just went to Himalayas. He wanted to have a kind of canonize. Never. It can't be. Because this is a project which cannot work out. There are certain pitfalls in it, and this project is not going to be of revenue to us, as an organization. And this information was hidden. Exactly the information was hidden by Bob. It cannot happen. No, it is not the way. The architecture is perfect. I can get it right with the code that I have completed it, and you can also check it and verify it with the hardware that we have. The hardware is also working fine. I have cross-verified it with this. Instance wasn't understood by Julie that it is not a canopy to her or the organization. It is a carbide filled inside the carbide that could cause capricious effect, capricious deterioratory impact at a later stage. It's working. The Firun started, they celebrated with enthusiasm. But there was a linchpin here, economic value to the organization. As a queen bee working to collect the honey in a beehive, the essence of the beehive was segregated. But she was like a bit afraid, will I not get any credit? The transparency was not there. Here is a takeaway from the story. Do you give as a mentor to a mentee? How do you make them comfortable? The responsibility, the accountability, the coaching.
Thank you very much, Kritika. I am so glad I never worked for an organization that played those sort of organizational games.
We could all see how prepared Kritika was. I could see immediately that we came onto the room because she was standing up. Well and thoughtfully that you had prepared that. You also had a long speech that was well committed to memory. I could see an occasional glancing of notes, but not much. So we had again this sense that Kritika was very well prepared for what we were about to hear. And she had a novel twist by combining a level 2 mentoring speech with something at a higher level. And she did that by way of a case study. So it wasn't just theory about mentoring, mentor, mentee. It was a case study of Bob and Julie. So that gave us more of a hook to think, well, this is going to be two different characters here. What actually is going to happen? How are they different? How do they evolve? And so on. a linchpin, and the metaphor of collecting honey from the beehive. So there's some beautiful language that I was catching in there that I so very much enjoyed. So in summary, great that you were creative to combine two levels. You had wove it around a story.
Next week, we're having an educational feature, and it's going to be an amazing one. It's a good opportunity to showcase online presenters. So a good opportunity to invite people in to see how much they can learn by being a part of online presenters. And our very own Annie Martin will be the one taking us through that educational feature. Our Vice President of Membership is not here, so I will be taking us through the guest comments. But as usual, I will be adjourning the meeting so I can end the recording so that we can have a special guest comment recording.